So if you haven't figured this out already, all surveys in Texas are not created equal. So in this video, I'm going to break down the differences between a basic home survey and what serious buyers need when dealing with raw commercial land, acreage, or income producing properties in Texas. So your typical residential survey is used when buying a home in a subdivision, right? It's focused on boundaries and improvements. It'll show your fences, pools, easements, driveways, all that good stuff that's around the home, right? But when buying land or commercial property in Texas, you're going to need more than that. You'll need a survey that tells you everything about the dirt, the easements, encroachments, title boundaries, flood zones, and access rights. That's where land surveys and ALTA surveys come into play. But here's the deal. Residential surveys follow a basic set of standards. Everything's all good when you're trying to figure out if the fence is encroaching onto the property, or if a shed is sitting on an easement, but they're not going to discover everything you need to know or the title company is wanting to know about that property when it comes to commercial deals. So land surveys like the TSPS category A1 or ALTA NSPS survey dig much deeper. They're going to show you what's recorded, what's missing, and what's encroaching on the property, and what you can actually use on the property. Now, the seller may have an existing survey, but I highly recommend buying a new survey. It will cost you a couple of $1,000s, but that survey from 10 years ago may not show the new easements, the pipelines, or the utility easements. If you don't see that, you just go with the survey that you have. Those things could cost you big time later down the road, especially if you're thinking about building where you shouldn't be building. So if you found value in this video so far, please like, subscribe, turn the notifications on so you'll be notified when another video drops. And also, if you know someone that's interested in these types of videos, please share this video. This helps my algorithm grow and my channel grow, and I'm very thankful for those views and you doing that. Now I'll continue walking you through surveys so you don't waste time and money. So in Texas, title companies require you to have a valid survey so they can remove the survey exemption from your title policy. That just means that there's no survey and no real protection on the policy. Now, commercial lenders are going to be much more strict. They won't even look at your deal unless you have an ALTA or detailed land title survey. And this is especially true with RV parks or storage facilities. If you're developing, good luck getting a permit without this. And if you're financing the property, which most of the time that happens, it's better to leverage the bank if you know how to do it. There's a 99% chance that you won't get either of those if you don't have this survey. Now, I've come across buyers skipping the process of getting a proper survey just to save a few $100. And what this does is it just pushes back your due diligence, and it also eliminates the certain and a very important part of the due diligence part. And before you buy the property, say you bought a piece of property and you didn't perform this due diligence, you didn't get a new survey, you had this property for 5 years and a buyer wants to buy it. Now they're going to get a new survey and discover all the things that you should have discovered before you bought the property. Think about that for a second. You've used the wrong survey, you're just flying blind, and now you're the seller and the buyer is finding out all these encroachments, violated easements, or even worse, it might be a property that you can't even get access to. In commercial real estate, those aren't just, oh my bad, I should have done that. They're deal killers, and you could be stuck with that property forever. Now let's go over which surveys to use on certain types of real estate. Now, if you're buying a home in a platted subdivision, use a TSPS Category 1 residential survey. You can hire a surveyor and talk through it, and they can probably point you in the right direction. But just for a quick cheat sheet here, if you're going to buy a small acreage or royal tract, go with a full land survey, right? Category 1 or better. You want to know what the property lines are, the encroachments, the easements, the floodplains, all that good stuff, especially with land, because of the developmental potential that comes along with buying land and selling land. Now, buying for a business, storage, RV park, or commercial use, you need an ALTA NSP survey, period. I just had an RV park fall out of contract because the buyer did not buy this type of survey. The title company would not back the policy. They said that you had to go buy a new survey, and the buyer got frustrated and just backed out of the deal. Now, he didn't have a real estate agent, which I recommended him getting, but he said that he had bought RV parks before and owned hotels, so there you have it there. It was a deal killer because the title company would not guarantee the title policy on that RV park sale. So surveys are very important. These are all things that you need to know before you buy the property, right? And electing to not know these types of items that could be a deal killer will not protect you when the problems really hit. So Texas is known as a survey state for a reason. Every inch of Texas and on the land, real estate, commercial real estate completely matter. So whether you're buying raw land, investing in income properties like RV parks or storage facilities, or building something new, don't gamble on this. This is not something to gamble with. Real estate should not be a gamble. There's so much information out there on real estate, helpful items on real estate that you can go through and make a checklist. There's no reason to get caught up in something so simple to do. If you found value in this video today, like, subscribe, share this video with others interested in RV parks, raw land, investment type properties. And you can also visit trentbabb.ranchroads.com to browse listings for sale, whether that's raw land, RV parks. My site has it. My site before it hits realtor.com or zillow.com or whatever the hell. If you'd like a quick consultation on surveys, I can help you point in the right direction, or land, RV park, storage facilities. My information is going to be right there and in the description below. Reach out to me, schedule a consultation. I could talk your ear off all day about those items. I can also help you pick the right survey and walk you through the process as well. But until then, I'm Trent Babb, your Central Texas real estate agent. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hey, to whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worry.